My name's Ian Frost. I'm a sculptor and mask maker from Liverpool. I was about, say, 14, and I discovered a magazine called Fangoria magazine, which is a American horror magazine. And in its pages I learned how to do simple things like cuts and grazes and all that sort of thing. So I would run into the bedroom with blood gushing out my arm, and give my mother heart failure, but she got wise to it in the end. But I was a very popular kid around Halloween. Everyone wanted to be my best mate then. They'd all go home in various degrees of burns and cuts and horrible stuff on their faces, and sometimes I wasn't very popular with the mums. We'd get all the false blood, and gunk off the kids' faces. But yeah, and then I progressed. Then I found clay and plasticine, and I just started to teach myself how to make things, studying anatomy to make sure I knew where everything was. Because even in monsters, if it doesn't have a realistic bone structure, then people are going to go, "There's something not right." Rick Baker, he's one of my heroes really. Tom Savini, he was the guy who got me interested in all the gory stuff, and Stan Winston. Dick Smith, who's the guy who basically started it all with makeup effects. He was the guy who invented prosthetic makeups, and he designed a lot of the things like The Exorcist and films of that nature. He basically came up with all the techniques that people still use today. I met Tom Savini. He was a great guy, and I took a zombie animatronic puppet I'd made down to meet him, and he was quite impressed. A nice guy to meet. I approached the Prince's Trust for funding to set myself up, which they did. They gave me a loan. I was going along great guns, and then unfortunately I had an illness, which meant basically I was incapacitated, and I had to basically finish the business up, which was quite sad. But it was just something that needed to be done. Health-wise, if you can't carry on doing something, if you're just making yourself more ill, then you just need to take a step back and get yourself back to 100%. So that's what I've been doing this past year or so now. Hopefully, once I'm back to 100%, I'll be able to put myself back out there and get some work coming in, because there is a market for this sort of stuff. Mass collecting is a big thing, especially in America. There's people who just like to have this sort of thing just sat on the shelf. When I was doing the business, I sold all over the world, and I've got pieces in France, Japan, Germany, South Africa. So yeah, I've got pieces and friends all over the world who are interested in this same weird stuff. But I mean, horror is a big part of what I do. But there's other things. There's promotional work, and there's mascot heads and things that I get asked to do from time to time. But masks at the moment and horror busts and things are quite popular with people. So that's the main thing now that I get asked for. Well, hopes and ambitions really. I mean, I'd love to do some more feature film work, television. I've done some work in the past on different things. I've done some low budget films, and just to do more of that sort of work is good. I think you've got to have a passion for that sort of work, and I think in the end it shows through in your work. If you're giving it all your all, or whether you're just sort of clocking in and clocking out at the end of the day. Because that's the thing with film, once you've done it, it's there. It can never go away. It's a statement. I'd love to do more of my own sculpts and my own pieces, and to do more art related pieces. I come from a broken home. I'd say alcoholic parents. To do pieces working with that would be good. That's a thing I've been planning for a while now, to do some sort of work related to that. There's a negative side to it, but there's also the side that people go through it every day, and there's to be able to put that in an art piece, and to people to be able to look at that and go, all right, I can see some of the thought processes that went behind that. That would be good. I'm going to be available, so if you want me.